Hi CCC family, as promised I am back today to show you how to make a jute or twine rose, and you make it out of this beautiful jute ribbon. I purchased this on Amazon and I'm going to put it in the link below, but I stated in my basket video, which this is a precursor of, and I'm going to put that in the description box below, but you can find smaller ones of these. You can find them not so, this is like 2 inches, I think. You could get 1 inch, you know, so you could find them at craft stores as well. But like I said, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. But what I'm doing today basically is showing you how to make this for the candle holder that we made with the CD and all. So I'm finishing that up as promised. So I'm going to show how to make this, but also this can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be for, obviously, for this basket. It could be used for all kinds of lovely decorations. It could be used for Christmas. It can be used to make ornaments. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. So please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notify me bell below. And if you can, please share my video to any kind of friends that would enjoy it, or family, or crochet groups, Instagram, Facebook, anything like that. It helps so much and I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into the materials. Okay, so as I said, you're going to need this jute ribbon, jute twine ribbon. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need hot glue, or you can use fabric glue. You can use any kind of glue that you want, anything that you think it'll glue it down, but you're going to need some kind of glue. I prefer hot glue. I'm using the paddle of an old paintbrush to hold this down. Because this is jute, you are going to have to press with something to hold it. So I'm going to use that. You're going to need a Q-tip, and you might need a measuring tape of some kind. It could be a fabric one or just a regular one, to measure your first piece so that you can continue to cut them evenly. Okay, so that's all you're going to need. And let's get started on this tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to measure our first piece. So I want it to be around 4 inches. So I'm just going to measure it right about 4 inches, give or take. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that gives you an idea of where to start. And so I'm going to cut right there. So there's one. And to get one about this size, you need about 10 of these, 8 to 10 to get something about this size. If you want it to be smaller, you can use less, okay? But beware if you do not cut these in half, because if you cut them in half, it's just, these are gonna all, they're not gonna stay together. It's gonna come undone because this is put together probably by a machine. And so as soon as you cut it, it'll just come undone. Okay, so I'm going to do 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then one more. Okay, so now we have 10 of these pieces that we're going to need to make the petals. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your pieces and you're going to fold over like this. Okay, so I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to place a little bead right there. And then I'm going to press like this with the back of my paint paddle. And then you might have to add more, but then you're just going to fold this over. At this point, I can use my hand. You might not want to do that. And then I can pinch it closed. A lot of times there's enough glue there to hold it, but this time there's not. So I'm going to put just a little bit more glue there. And then I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush again to hold it down. Okay. Okay. Then again, you're going to go down with this side, put a little bit of glue there, push down. Then fold over. And you've got one petal done. So you're going to keep doing all the rest the exact same way. And if anything's coming unraveled here at the ends, don't worry about it. A lot of this is going to be hidden when you go to roll the rows together. And if it's not, you can just cut the little pieces off. So I'm just gonna pinch these with my fingers now. You beware, be careful if it's hot. I've got really bad carpal tunnel, so sometimes my hands are numb and things aren't as quite as hot to me as they are to others. So then I'm just gonna keep going, just keep doing this with each of these. And like I said, sometimes there'll be enough glue there and sometimes there won't. Okay. Okay, so now you're going to take each one of these and you're going to place some hot glue right here on the side where you folded this over. So I'll put one bead right there, and then I'll add this and put it right there. Okay, and then I'll go to the next, put a bead there, and then put this here. And you're just going to keep going like this, and it'll get a little curved. And that's okay. You want it to be that way. Okay, So now we have this lovely long piece of petals here. And this is where we're going to turn this over now. We're going to turn it over like this. And now we're going to be working on the back side. So we're going to take some glue and we're going to go down the end here like this and then over like a backwards L. And then you're going to take your Q-tip and you're going to place it right here like this. You might have to give it a minute to dry. And then you're going to start rolling. So roll this way. And then you're just going to keep adding glue as you go. So I'm going to go right down the line and then I'm going to keep rolling around my Q-tip like this. And all these little pieces right here we can cut off. You can go a little bit longer. And you're just going to keep rolling it. Okay. So now we've rolled it all around and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. And so now after we let it dry for just a second, you can use your fingers to hold it. You're going to push this down like this and pull the Q-tip out just a little bit. Not all the way out. Don't pull too hard because you don't want it to come totally undone. But you're wanting to pull it back so that you can't see it from the front of the rose. Okay? And so then what we're going to do is I'm going to take my scissors. If I see any little pieces, I can just cut them off. If you see any kind of one of the buds trying to come undone, you can glue it more. So I'm just making sure that all the little pieces are nice here. Okay, and then I notice here that it's not closed up totally, so I'll put a little bit of extra glue in there and then I'll just hold it. And if you see any of the sides doing that, you can do that. It's just where you've rolled it and it's not completely glued down, or when you were gluing the sides, it didn't completely glue. So just hold it there for a minute. Okay, and I think that looks really good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this as close as I can to the bottom, like all the way down. I'm going to push my scissors all the way down and I'm going to cut the Q-tip. Now you're going to need a good pair of scissors for this so that you can cut it, okay? And then you can place it on anything that you want, all right? Now for the purposes of making the basket, what I'm going to do is right where, if you've watched that video, and that'll be in the description box below, but right where this ended over here and we glued these together, I still need to work in my ends. This is where we're gonna put our rose. So I'm gonna take a good bit of hot glue and I'm just gonna put it all around right here, right onto my crochet project. And then you place your rose right there. And you just hold it. until it's nice and set. Okay. And then again, I would go around. If I see anything, any scragglers, I would cut those off. Make sure not to get your yarn when you're cutting. And isn't that beautiful? And so now you've got a beautiful crochet jute twine candle holder. And then I would just make sure that I got all my loose ends up. And it just turns out absolutely lovely. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please share your finished projects with me. I would love to see them, or your roses. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I have a Gmail, and of course you can comment right here on YouTube. You can find all of that in the description box below. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.